Yo, welcome back to the Football Corner. Welcome back to another live stream, another show, another video on the channel. Episode I don't know why I was putting a 3 just by itself. 1 and 3, that's 13. Episode 13 already. Already, man. We're just rolling these ones through. Listen, the Gooner Lounge. This is where we get to speak. Just let anything that's in our head, we lay it out. We've got topics to speak about. So much breaking news today. So much breaking news about Arsenal today, man. It's crazy. It's like everything decided to happen today. But listen, big up to everybody who has tuned in. I'm joined by my guests. It's man like G, man like T, man like Ash, and man like Capo in the building, man. So guys, hopefully you're doing good. Listen, I just want to say big up to Hellboy, who's putting up right away. And this fucking fraud who decided, yeah, Sard's late. Approximately 30 minutes before the video even started. So hold that, Tash. Yeah, hold that, you fraud. And big up to Hellboy already out here. Big up, man. Big up to Toxic Tash as well. Big up to Hugo in the building. Nice and early, my brother. Big up, man. Big up. But lads, oh my. Do we have a lot to speak about? Firstly, how are you guys doing? Firstly, are you guys all good? Everybody cool?
All good, bro. Excited.
Good, man.
Good, alhamdulillah.
Could see Ash in another new hat.
Yeah, I'm trying different things.
Ash has more hats than our front line has goals.
Right, it's crazy. Why do we have to? Why do we already have to start digs on our front line, bro? Why can't we just like let our front line have a day off? What's going on here, man? What is going on here?
Okay. I'll chill. Okay.
Lounge, baby, lounge out, chill out.
Nah, do your thing, man. This is your place to speak. It's all good, man. It's all good. But listen, I think there's a lot of topics to speak about, which we will get to. But one topic which I wanted to start off with, which has got me so excited, so gassed up, and ready to just see the rest of the season out. I think you guys know what I'm going to say. It's none other than Jurriën Timber. Is it Jurriën or Jurriën? Jurriën. So
yes.
Jurriën Timber is about to be back in training. They're saying that he could be back playing as early as February, mid-February to be exact. Now, guys, I don't have to be the one to tell you this, but Jurriën Timber coming back? Listen, I haven't seen Walker locked up like that when he's going forward, bro. I haven't seen it happen in a while. So, but for Jurriën Timber to do that on his first game against an English team, that's what I'm saying. You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. But I am so gassed. I've been waiting to see this kid, bro. I've been waiting to see him play on the pitch for us, man. It was so unfortunate the way he went out. Unfortunately, he came out against Nottingham Forest, got injured, and it's the worst injury. And realistically, now we from my opinion, how I see it, of course, I want to see him play so badly, but also I think we have to literally, because as the manager says, touch and go. This one is very touch and go because of the severity of the injury. Do you know what I mean? But what are your thoughts? We'll go to Capo first. We'll start off with Capo. What are your thoughts on Jurriën Timber coming back?
I'm excited, man. I still remember, the whole incident kind of playing out before me, man, where he actually took a spill and he had tweaked something before the half was over. And I noticed right away that kind of grimace. I suffered, a meniscus tear myself, so I kind of know where that look was coming from. My biggest thing was, if you felt it that bad, go ahead and just kind of, sit it out or just go into the break at half. And I guess he wanted to prove everybody else wrong. He felt that he was good to go again. And then that same exact touch, probably a couple minutes into the second half, he goes ahead and just really tears it up, man. So for me, I kind of relive it. And the reason why I relive it, because I think he was the most exciting thing after Declan Rice, if not with along with Declan Rice, seeing him his stature, for Arsenal in the preseason. Like, they supposedly got a butcher over a Man United, but this guy literally just like looked like a pit bull, just unleashed. He was very technical. He knew how to read the game well, and he was good on the counter press. When they were pressing us, he knew how to get out of it. So I'm excited for him to come back. I'm excited because I know that it should bring a better level from Zinchenko, especially defensively, considering where he started off, taking his position at left back, and whether Partey is going to be coming back and playing right back, and we're going to have them two on each side is a different story. But I know that he can play anywhere across the back line, and I would definitely, if not start him, use him before Kiwier. So to answer your question, man, that's only a big ass plus for us. And as Wenger would say, it's like a new signing. So
he's like a new signing.
100%. He is like a new signing. He is like a new signing. Ash, how you doing, my brother? Long time no see. Ash has not been about for a long time, man. Big up to Ash, man. Big up to Ash.
Been on a hiatus. But man, it's obviously good. I think he's the only defender. Obviously, I haven't seen much of him. I'm not gonna pretend like I know T will obviously know a lot about him because he used to play in Netherlands. But the only thing I've watched of him is a couple of games of Ajax last year, and mostly just the preseason and the Community Shield game, and obviously those 55 minutes against Nottingham Forest, right? But from what I've seen, it seems like he's the only actual proper fullback in our team, by the way. Like the only one, because Zinchenko, we all know, is to be honest, he's not a left back. Like I know he's been played there for majority of his club career, but he doesn't play like a left back, especially with his defensive side. Ben White is clearly someone who's a center back, moved to right back. Clearly looks uncomfortable there sometimes, especially when he's going forward. I think Tomiyasu is the best of the bunch before Timber came in, because I think he did a good, I want to say a decent job as a right back in both areas. I think defensively he's amazing, and going forward he does all right. Like he's not exceptional, but he does okay. So I do feel like Timber is the best of all the bunch in terms of defensive and offensive output contribution. So I think he's obviously a big addition to the squad. I don't know if he'll be able to get integrated into the team quickly, to be honest. I just don't feel like Arteta would rush him in into a game very soon. I feel like he might give him like a month, maybe play him in the under-23s first, bring him off a couple of games off the bench, maybe. The thing is, we don't even have FA Cups to play him in, so every game from here on onwards is League or Champions League, so they're all big games. But I do think he's gonna give him like a month or something before he integrates him. But yeah, it's good news. He's not, to be honest, of all the players that are out injured, he's not the one I was most excited to come back. But he obviously is someone who would help us in the long run. I hate starting negative. I still don't think we're going to win the league, but if we do have a chance to win the league, he's definitely going to be crucial to it, in my opinion.
Yeah, sorry.
The chat is going mad,
bro. Because this is the thing. Yeah, this is the thing. Hassam and fucking Jacob over here come out like fucking Batman and Robin in this bitch and decide, you know what we're gonna do, bro? We're gonna create a fucking tornado going on in the fucking comments section, bro. Let's just relax.
Big up, Hassam.
Yeah, big up to Hassam, obviously. Yeah, and big up to Jacob, even though they're both frauds, and even though Timber's better than Jacob, bro. Timber's better than Jacob's whole defense, so he can hold that respectfully.
Wait, who's Jacob? Who's Jacob here?
United Spurs of America.
That's what I thought it was. I was looking at. Okay.
Yeah, come on, Jake. Come on. Yeah, Jacob's a fraud though. But yeah, big up Jacob, man.
Pedro Porro is the best right back in the league and in the world.
Apparently.
He's world class.
Bro, apparently, bro. Come on, man. You know what I mean? It's crazy, bro. It's crazy. But anyway, listen, I think this is a great addition to the team now, man. I think him coming back, all we can hope is that he comes back as the same player. My brother, do you think that he's going to be playing in the Champions League. Do you think he might get any Champions League minutes, man? Because I feel like we need to get this guy involved. He's one of the players that has some Champions League experience. Do you know what I mean? He played there with Ajax, I believe.
Yeah.
Do you think he's going to be important for us in the Champions League if he's able to get fit enough to play in that competition?
Well, depends on if Arteta wants to risk him. I believe he could if he comes back. Sure, why not? But I agree with Kappa and Ash as well in the fact that, yeah, it would not be the best to start him immediately. Maybe it's better to excuse me, to because this is like his first big injury in his career, if I remember correctly. So maybe it's better to ease him in instead of throwing him to the sharks immediately. But I also wanted to say one thing about Timber as well. He never played left back, if I remember correctly, at Ajax. He always played at center back, and sometimes 1 or 2 times he played at right back. But apart from that, he always played center backs, and he went to the CDM role sometimes when Ajax were lacking offense.
Yeah.
And the first time he played left back was at Arsenal in the preseason. So the fact that he looked so good in the left back position in the Community Shield in the preseason is the fact that this guy is just what's that word again? A jack of all trades in defense. This man can play everywhere, and he just proved that even though he played like first time at left back at Arsenal, he can play there if he wants. And the fact that he looks a lot better than most of our natural left back, natural quote unquote, it speaks volumes about the player that we have right here for 40 million as well, which is in my opinion a bargain. I can't wait until he's back. I think he's an amazing player. I've seen him for years before he came to Arsenal. Likes to lead, likes to take over when he sees that other players in the team are lacking that spark or that hunger. He's like the one that you can compare him to a little bit like Gabriel or Declan Rice when he cannot be the captain, but he's like telling everyone what to do. So
yeah.
In that aspect, apart from his talents, of course, in that aspect, it's also a really valuable player in my opinion. And apart from, like I said, his defensive values and his values as a player, his mentality will also bring a lot into this back line. And I think him and Gabriel on the left side will be an amazing partnership when he comes back. I just don't think that Arteta will rush him. So maybe we won't see him at the Champions League. But hey, inshallah we will, and if that happens, I will be happy.
Inshallah, ya Allah. Inshallah. Allah, we want to see him, bro. G, before we go, because I realized I was just doing it. Wallah, it's taking too long at one point. So G, we'll let you go. And it's just from now on, it's literally going to be open floor, so anybody could just jump in. But G,
cool.
What are your thoughts, man? What are your thoughts on him, man?
Listen, man. For me, do you know what? I'd argue that he was maybe not when we signed him, Timber, but after we watched him play a bit, I'd argue that he was probably our most exciting signing that people were actually excited for. Like, we were all excited for Rice when we signed him, but we all know what Declan Rice can do. I think when we started seeing Timber pre-season, we started going, "Oh, wait, hold on, this guy looks like a Saliba regen." Like this guy looks like he's got all them qualities that we see in Saliba. Them qualities of someone that's got the potential to be world class. He's obviously not yet, but you see it, and the way he's turning people, the way he's driving forward, his attributes. So, like, I think that he. People want to say, but he didn't play, so you can't say you missed him because you don't know how he's going to perform. That's a load of bollocks, because trust me, we would have been better if we had him this season. Like, let's just put that out there. Not to say we would win the league if we had him all season. I'm not saying that. But 100%, not only that, rotation, everything. Will he play this season? I don't know. Listen, unless he's 100%, I just wouldn't even risk it personally. Like, the Champions League, it will depend on how far we go. He won't play the next round. I doubt he'll play the next round. So it's if we get far, then yeah, hopefully. But people were also asking me, do I think that he's going to come back and be the same player, because them sort of injuries. And the way this guy's come back like a machine, I believe, yes, he will. This guy seems like a machine to me, because it's not only the fact that he's come back for me pretty quick, he's coming back, and he's the whole journey we've seen. Like, he's been working his ass off, and he's actually progressed a lot, like quicker, like early stages. Then he might have chilled a bit. So yeah, I think he's going to be amazing when he comes back. I've got stocks in him. I've got so many stocks in him. I personally think that this guy will be a starting player in Arsenal next season. When he's fully fit, he's going to be a starting player.
Oh, guaranteed. Yes. Mm-hmm.
So for me to say, I can't wait, man. I like this guy before we signed him. I remember when Man United were linked with him last year. That I was like, oh no, man. And I was actually happy when they got I weren't happy when they got Martinez. He's another good player, but I was like, I'd rather them get Martinez than Timber, because I generally believed at that point that Timber was the better player. So now when we signed him, I was gassed. So I can't wait for him to come back, man.
Yeah, it was a cheeky one, huh? It felt good because we actually took a player that Man United was talking about for the last 2 years before they got Martinez, and it kind of, that tug of war where we were supposed to get Martinez and we got Zinchenko, and we were like, all right, Zinchenko is actually, for the price that we paid for him, not a bad inclusion, but I felt like we got definitely a lot over Man United with the Timber signing. G, you mentioned a machine mentality. I agree with that, brother. I mean, for him to go ahead and just put his head down, not even sulk, and like feel bad for himself. And I don't know if they created a recovery video like they did for Jesus. I hope he doesn't, because I think he's the kind of player that doesn't need that clout. But mentality-wise, you could tell that at such a young age, man. We got we don't only have a professional there, but we got somebody that's hungry. And if what we saw in the very beginning, the little games that he did play, if you can't see that the kid's hungry, plus technical and smart about the game, then you don't know football. I'm sorry. So, like G, you said it well on, man. I was feeling the same exact way. It was, we were all excited about Declan Rice, but he was definitely the shining bright that kind of made that Man United loss. Hey, it is what it is in the very beginning, but I just can't wait to see him again. Definitely wouldn't rush him. No need to rush at this point. He missed more than half of the season. If we could go ahead and get him up to speed towards the last few games of the season, and just kind of leave it all out there, great. If not, as long as he's ready to come back and start, because I agree with G. He's going to start for us next season.
Yeah. No, 100%, 100%. And another player, now this one will be open floor, another player who is due to come back after apparently he was not included in the squad because we kind of done our thing, man, and just tried to keep him there, make sure he gets. Listen, there's so many different stories about this guy. There's so many different stories. I don't know what to believe. Okay, maybe he was injured. Yeah, maybe he was injured. Maybe he was chilling. Maybe there was shackles. I don't know. Okay, allegedly something happened. I don't know. Okay, I don't know what happened to this guy. All I know is I have been told by multiple sources that he is in contention to play in the Nottingham Forest game. Now,
so does that mean he's cleared now? He's cleared from the
who knows?
Allegations?
Wallahi, who knows? Wallahi, who knows? Only Allah knows. Only Allah knows. That's the only knowing being in this thing. The only one that knows is Allah. The only one that knows.
And Thomas Partey.
And Thomas Partey. Exactly. Those are the only two ones that know. The only two, okay? But Thomas Partey coming back. Listen, I have been screaming out. I think this is exactly what we need. This is exactly what we need in this exactly what we need in this team. I felt like Thomas Partey coming in with his line breaking passes, the way he moves the ball, how comfortable he is in that midfield. He does the defensive work. So if he does play with Rice, I don't feel like Rice has to do two jobs because he's having to defend for two people. No, he doesn't. Yeah. He now has the ability to defend for himself. Partey will defend for himself, and then they can work and work together going forward. Do you know what I mean? He can learn from Partey. You want Partey to pass on what he's good at. Show Rice this is what you have to be doing in this spot. You know what I mean? This is what you have to be doing. Rice can also start to cover Zinchenko a bit more. Do you know what I mean? He can help Martinelli a bit more by going into spaces, trying to do that Xhaka role. Like, let's try and see if he is capable of doing that Xhaka role. But listen, for me, I'll say it right now. I think just at least until the end of the season, because I don't really believe that he's going to be here next season. I think he's gone. But
He shouldn't be here. Yeah.
until the end of the season, we need to get as much as we can out of this guy, because he has been gone for almost half the season. This season, so we need to get something out of this guy, man. But what are you guys' thoughts on TP5 coming back into the squad, man?
I think that I've said it from time. If there's any chance of us winning the league this season, he has to be fit for the rest of the season. If he ain't fit for the rest of the season, then we ain't got a chance. I don't listen. There's all that thing going about what's going on with like his situation and that. I think that has nothing to do with it, because I personally think if it was like that, he would have been suspended. It would have been open. It would have been behind closed doors. If anything, I think it's ironic that Garner have gone out and now all of a sudden he's in contention to start. So I think it was more. He may have been fit the last like maybe couple weeks, and we've sort of said, listen, we don't not even just because to play for us. It's that going to Ghana. That every time he seems to go, he gets injured. Like he comes back, he gets injured or something. So I don't know. Maybe they're thinking, let's just keep him, rest him a bit more, and then he can come back for Arsenal and play for the rest of the season. I don't know. But he's a massive plus. Listen, the midfield, like I've said from the beginning of the season, like people said I'm wrong. My friends say I'm wrong, but I've said it from the start. Kai Havertz was not signed to be a starting player in our team, because the starting midfield was always going to be Partey and Rice in the 8 with Odegaard. And then he brought Havertz in to be a utility guy to play different positions, come off the bench. We haven't had that, so we've had to almost shoehorn Havertz in a lot in that midfield because we haven't had Partey. We lost Xhaka. So it's sort of been a bit like that. But I think as soon as he comes back, mate, that midfield, like this is the time. Listen, Man City, well behind us last season around this time, and they went on a run. If we can go on a run, it ain't out of the possibility of winning the league. We just need to have a run. We need to win games. That was a great result on the weekend, the 5-0. So now bringing Partey in, just adding to it, getting Timber hopefully back on the pitch, morale will be boosted. Obviously our team's a bit of a fraud. Let's not get into the transfer window so far that we ain't done nothing. But yeah, listen, Thomas Partey, it's only nothing but good vibes him coming back, in it, right? Like for Arsenal fans anyway. Every other fan will start putting their agendas out that because they know how good he is for us. They want to put all this stuff in, like it's like how everyone jumped so down on Greenwood. Like obviously Greenwood done what he done, but so many fans were just digging it because they don't want Man United to have Greenwood. He's a quality player. Like you'd rather them lose him, like as rival fans. So we're gonna hear all that, but yeah, he just has to come perform, man. Partey. Yeah, I like Partey, man.
Yeah, me too, man. I think he's an incredible, like, it is like a new signing in a way, man. When you don't have him for a whole half a season, right? Especially in a season where we're supposed to challenge for the league again, like, and him coming back, it does feel like we're signing someone new. It is a big boost. I'm always going to be skeptical because I'm like, he could always get injured again. It's happened before, obviously. But I agree with you. If he stays fit till the end of the season, I still don't think we'll win the league, but I think we'll have a much better chance. That's one. And secondly, I think we'll have a very good run, right? And I think if he's back and he's fit all season, of course, barring, God forbid, any major injuries to some of our other guys, I do think we could challenge for the league till the end. When I say till the end, I mean like till game week 36, 37. You see the thing with Crystal Palace's game, the main difference for me is that the things we were complaining about before, which is we're playing too safe, building up too slow, always just moving to the wings. It's so predictable. We changed all of that in that first half of Crystal Palace. The way we were playing the balls through the middle, we were taking risks. Even though we were losing the ball, we were tracking back, winning it, and immediately going at it again and playing those same risky passes. And that's exactly what we've been missing all season. And that shows that we don't need Partey to do it, but having someone like Partey who has that naturally in his locker would just improve us tremendously. And for people saying that, oh, how will you play him and Rice together? Look, I've said this before. I think Rice is a better 6 than an 8. but I think he can do a very good job as an 8, especially in the current team that we have, because we don't have a lot of other options. And I don't think it's a fact. I don't think he cannot give those passes that Partey gives. I think he just doesn't try them enough. I think maybe whether it's because he's come from West Ham, maybe that's just the way he's been molded. Because the couple of times he does end up giving some passes, he does give them really well. I don't think it's a fluke or a coincidence that he's taken some of our corners, right? It's because he is a good crosser of the ball, right? You guys remember that pass he gave to Nketiah against Sheffield United? Crossed it perfectly inside to his foot, and obviously Nketiah with an amazing finish. So I do think he has the ability to make that pass. I think he just a lot of times doesn't look for it as much. So I agree with Saad there. If he does play with Partey regularly from here till the end of the season, I think he will pick that up. He will like start getting into that same kind of play. And for us, the biggest issue right now is the guys who've been playing in the pivot for us, whether it's Jorginho, I think does it to a decent extent, but most of the season it's been Rice and Havertz, and neither one of them has been doing it, right? Which is why it's been such a big struggle to get Odegaard and Saka and Martinelli and even Jesus in very good positions where they can actually create damage and get the ball like in big comfortable spaces. So hey, it's a big boost. The thing I think he will give us the most, to be honest, outside his like incredible passing, is his dribbling ability. The way he gets pressed and he just turns his opponent and makes that run in, like it's incredible. I don't think any midfielder in our team can do that, at least not on a consistent basis. I remember like a couple of seasons ago, I think the season before he joined us when he was at Atletico, he had the highest dribble success rate of any midfielder in La Liga, right? So you can tell like when he tries to attempt to dribble, he does it really well. And I feel that's something we need as well. We need some of that individual brilliance, which I think he gives us in the mid. So hopefully he's back sooner than we think.
Yeah, no, and 100%, man, 100%, and I agree with what you lot really did say in this whole thing about Partey, man, because I truly believe. I don't know if you guys want to quickly speak on him. Yeah, go on, bro. You can speak.
Yeah. So number 5 for me, man. Listen, we've needed that for quite a while now. I think G, right, in the middle. Yeah. He mentioned that he feels that Havertz was brought in as a first off the bench kind of impact player off the bench. It does make sense. I was just taking a look at why would Partey has started against Nottingham Forest, our first game of the season, and I remember now Gabriel obviously wasn't there, so Ben White was kind of shifted into the central role, and having Timber on the left hand side makes sense as to how we would kind of shape up defensively when we had the ball, which was 3, and then Partey would kind of tuck in. Therefore, Havertz did have to start. The fact that we lost Timber, obviously, then we just counted on one left back, which is Zinchenko, and he would definitely play over Kivior for me any day of the week. So, listen, hopefully G is right, man, because at this point, I think we've all had enough of number 29, Siren Head, as I called him the other day. And if Partey does come back, I think, it makes a lot of sense for Rice to go up and be the engine, just run back, run forward. And you can tell when it comes to not only breaking the lines, but just the dribbling, coming out of the dribble, when it comes to Rice picking up the ball. He likes to drive forward, which is very important for us. So if he could go ahead and kind of do that in a more advanced role in the midfield, I think it would be night and day to what Havertz is actually offering us right now. So I would definitely play him in the pivot with Rice and then Odegaard. And then if Mo is having a shit game, hey, listen, I don't have a problem taking him off for what Havertz or ESR can do. But it's definitely something that I wish we could have counted on a couple of games back. Because obviously the wheels started falling off then, but it is what it is. If we could count on him for the next 2 games, I think it's gold. It's going to be gold for us, and hopefully he can stay fit because as we can see, it doesn't take a lot for him to not get injured, and it's just kind of the Arsenal curse, I guess. But I'm excited to see definitely what Partey has to offer, and if we could include, Timber in a month, 2 months' time, it's happy days. But one thing I can say to kind of just leave it over to T is whether he stays with us or not past the summer, all I know is that we can't renew Jorginho, and we shouldn't be relying on Laneni. And if I feel that way, what does that mean for for Partey, and what does that mean for our bench then starting next season? So just kind of something for you guys to think about. I would love to say, hey, let's keep him for another year, but there's always been rumors with him going to Juventus or going to Saudi or just going to new pastures. It is what it is. I'd keep him myself. Hopefully, he can have a kind of Cinderella send-off like we did with Xhaka. But I feel like his job isn't done for us just yet. And if we do get rid of him, and if we do end up renewing Jorginho and giving Elneny an extra contract extension, I think it's just the same shit again, man. Just another carousel kind of year, just relying on the same players. Hopefully, we can bring in Zubimendi type or whoever the hell it is, but I know Partey, I would give him some more time.
Just to touch on that, I think Elneny and Jorginho are just happy to be here. Partey has still a lot to offer as a player, I think, apart from his injuries. That's why I think Partey wanting to leave would be understandable, and Jorginho and Elneny wanting to stay is also understandable, because who else would want them both, So yeah, I think it's an interesting question that you said. I would be down to give him another year if we get rid of Elneny and Jorginho. I think Partey showed a lot more as a player, that he is a lot better than both. So if we have an injury-prone player in Elneny for years at Arsenal, why not keep Partey then for another year, for example? This is just an example. This is not what I want, but this is just a scenario that I'm creating out of what you asked. I would rather keep Partey then instead of having Elneny, because he is also injury-prone, And Jorginho, he shouldn't be here in the first place. But anyway, Partey. I've said time and time again how I feel about the player. I think he's an amazing player. I think he is one of our best midfielders, if not the best midfielder that we have, because I think talent-wise he is an amazing player. It's just which you said about his injury record is not looking good, so you cannot rely on a player like him. But for this season, if he comes back fit, I've said it before and I'll say it again, this guy could end up being the most crucial midfielder that we have in our midfield, like we had last season in the first half. Because he missed the half this season. Do the second half what you did in the first half last season. That's enough for me. That's enough for me. And if you can deliver that, we would have a lot more stable midfield. Rice could do a lot more, be a lot more free, and Ødegaard could be a lot more free. And I would like to see that instead of us being with 10 players every game with Havertz, So yeah, I would love to see a Partey back, and yes, I would also like to see him for another extra year if we get rid of Elneny and Jorginho, because I would rather give the trust to him than those two players, personally.
Look, personally, I feel like obviously we should, if it's possible, we could just get rid of all three and just get new top quality midfielders who could compete in the summer. But if I had to keep one, this might surprise you guys. If I had to keep one of the three, I would actually keep Jorginho, right? And the only reason I would say that, I don't want Jorginho to start, by the way. But if we have Declan Rice already and we replace Partey with a top quality midfielder, having Jorginho as the third option with the experience he brings in and having him to play some cup games here and there, come off the bench to help us contain games, I think that gives us something. I don't think Elneny should have ever been renewed, but just to hit on that point, I think the reason why there's a bigger likeliness of them renewing Elneny versus Partey is because Partey is on more than double the wages of Elneny, right? Look, there's a reason why most big clubs have not made any signings like in Japan so far, because FFP is a real thing, or profitability and sustainability, as they call it in the Premier League, is a real thing that's hit them big, right? And I don't think they would risk keeping Partey for another year if it's on the same wages. The only way I see us renewing his contract is if he is willing to accept like half the wages he's currently on, which I don't think he will accept, because I'm pretty sure he can get that kind of money in Saudi Arabia. He probably can get something close to that in Juventus. So if we cannot offer him half, I would just offload him. We don't need another liability, because we rely so much on him that him missing half a season affects us tremendously. It's incredibly detrimental to our season, and I don't want us to be in a position like that. Might as well sell him and get someone else.
100%. I think as well. Like, first of all, I think Jorginho gets a little bit of disrespect. I think he's actually been quite decent for us. Like, he's not been.
This season he has
listen,
been decent. Yeah,
maybe
I
my
agree.
Italian bias is coming out, but like, I think he hasn't been
Ah,
bad for what he is meant to be doing, right? For what, which is a squad rotation guy. That's a bit of experience that can come on most games and see out a game. He knows the dark arts, all that stuff. He's pretty reliable. He's always fit. So like I think plus you got to remember the thing is with Partey is he's out of the three, he's the one that would generate value. He's the one that would generate money into the club. The other two ain't gonna. El Neni, you'll just about get 1 or 2 million. Probably let him go for free. All right, Jorginho, you might be able to get a 6, 7 million at this point. Maybe 10 million at a push to a certain
Isn't there
foreign club.
rumors about Besiktas with Jorginho?
Yes,
no,
there is. Yes.
They don't have any money, man. Don't worry,
Yeah, I don't trust them. Every time they've been linked to El Neni for like 3 years.
bro.
I
Their club is in the mud. They're gonna lose their owners. They're gonna lose everything, man. Trust me, it won't happen. Not with them.
But although you could say Partey's our best midfielder, he's not, because he's not reliable, and that's the main thing that we need in our team right now. Like, because it is once again every season the same thing. We're left short because why? Injuries, long-term injuries. I think it's just his time at the end of the season. No hard feelings, no nothing. But we need to replace properly. For me, at the end of the season, we keep Jorginho, we sell Partey, we sell El Neni, we buy Zubamendi. We got them. Maybe buy someone else like an all right midfielder, and then you promote Skelly up to the team, so he could be like the El Neni, the guy that's kind of there, gets a few cup games and stuff like that. I think that's probably what we'll do, and what's the best course of action. I love Partey, and if you told me he's going to be fit, guaranteed fit all next season, I'm saying keep him, because you ain't getting someone of that quality for the price we're going to sell him for. But I
cannot
can't
guarantee that though.
He's not had one. He's not had a season fully fit for Arsenal. Like, he's not. Last season he was fit majority of the season, and then he made up for it this season by missing most of it. So yeah, like it's annoying with Partey, because imagine we had Partey just the whole time we had Partey. Just imagine he never got injured the way he was at Atletico. Who knows where we'd be right now, man?
Yeah, listen, I completely agree with a lot of what you guys are saying, and for Partey right now, it's so important that he comes back and he hits the ground running, because we've been missing what he offers for quite a while now, and it's really shown in the team. Another one that I want to move to slightly, obviously, just want to quickly just run over the news about Declan Rice, who we have been told by multiple sources that he is going to be available for the next game against Nottingham Forest. There was worries about him screaming out or saying in the start of the game or midway through the game when he came off, saying, "Oh, it's Mahami." So as soon as you hear hammy and you hear hamstring, bro, you start to panic. Do you know what I mean? Because we don't know the severity. Look at Salah went down. And all of a sudden he's out for like nearly a month. So we don't know the severity of it. Rice is a player that demands a lot from his own body. Like, he's a very he tries a lot, man. He tries a lot, and his intensity in the game is crazy, man. So I'm happy to hear that he is going to be available for that next game. But the real news I think we want to talk about is news that came out of Twitter, which let me just quickly go over to the bookmarks and show you guys, because when I saw this, it low-key pissed me off. But you know, we're here, okay? We're understanding that FFP, you know, this and that. Okay, fully understand that. I fully understand that, yeah. But I can't lie. When I am seeing stuff like this, firstly, when I'm seeing stuff like that, I kind of thought like how the first comment, as you're gonna see in a second, like the first comment thinks, when I originally saw this. So this is coming from Sammy Mokbel, who is this is tier 1. He's as tier 1 as it gets. This guy and David Ornstein, practically both of them, who say everything about Arsenal. Do you know what I mean? So he has come out and said Arsenal, who were offered Karim Benzema earlier this month, have considered moving for a versatile defender before next week's deadline and remain open to doing so. So what he is essentially saying here is that we were offered Benzema, offered to take him, and we decided nope, we are not going to take Benzema. Instead, we are going to take a versatile defender. I think they're looking at Hato, who is a promising youngster, but again, he's young. Yeah. So we're also looking at a couple other defenders to bring today. I was hearing stuff about what's his name? Kyle Walker-Peters as well. So
Southampton.
I can't lie. This is bullshit, to be honest. I'm not gonna fucking tiptoe around it, and I'm gonna go straight to the point. This is bullshit. It's bullshit. We need a striker. We need somebody who can put the ball in the back of the net. We need somebody with Champions League experience to be in the team. And what's better, or who is better than bringing in a fucking Real Madrid guy who's been with them, won multiple Champions Leagues. How many Champions Leagues he's got under his belt? Bro, it's crazy. And we decided to decline it.
Yeah, I think that the only thing I'll say to this, one thing is I wanted Benzema as well as like a stopgap. I thought it's a great bit of business, but like these tweets piss me off because there's no context to these tweets. We're offered Benzema. Well, yeah, we offered Benzema, but on what base? What pay 100% of his wages? Because if you read online, apparently he's on about 3.5 million a week.
Yeah, 2.5 mil a week. 2.5 million.
So are we getting offered him and they're saying, listen, you can have him, but you got to pay 100% of his wages?
Even 10% was going to break the bank for us. We were already in FFP.
Mm-hmm.
So can we do it due to FFP? This, I mean, these guys put out this stuff sometimes with zero context. Of course, I think Arsenal should be going all out to see if they can do this. And we don't know if that is even being done. We've been maybe we're looking, maybe we're saying if we sell this player, we can maybe go and do that. We don't know yet. It's not the end of the transfer window. Probably not. It's Arsenal Football Club. But listen, we need to know the context before I really get onto Arsenal about this one. Because listen, if we got to pay him 2.5 mil a week, bro, he's 36 years old.
You're not gonna have to, guys. You're not gonna have to pay 2.5 million a week. You're not. The majority of that 2.5 million a week is image rights. That's what they pay him for.
No, but Saad, what percent? What majority though?
That's fine. The image rights is a majority of the percentage. I looked into it because Terry said this in the thing, and I looked into it, and I think something like 40, 45, 50% of the wages were the image rights. Yeah, and as well as that, they'll still keep that. Yes, I fully understand. But Benzema himself, knowing that, because Benzema is the one that's wanting to leave, Benzema is the one that's wanting to go back to Europe, he is gonna know that you can't come and demand a 1 mil in wages. He's gonna have to take a standard wage or a semi-high tier wage. We're talking maybe 300k, maybe 400k at most. That's at most what he's going to take off the books. And I'm sorry, but as a club who is currently paying Kai Havertz 280k a week, going up to 350k a week with bonuses, whatever the fuck these bonuses are, and however the fuck he's getting them, I don't know how, but if he is, I think we should definitely. I would right now, Karim Benzema. I would snap your hand off for it. I would do whatever I need to do. Whether I need to get rid of fucking Eddie Nketiah, whether I need to get rid of Reece Nelson, whether I need to put both these motherfuckers in a fucking car and say, drive yourself to any club, bro. Just sell yourself out there, bro. Just go out there and ask every club. Go around London and say, do you want me? I'll sign the contract now. Done. But I need out, and I need Benzema in, bro.
But we're being offered him as well. So that means his agent's offering him to us, right? Which means we, again, do not know context of what he's demanding, what Benzema's demanding. What about if Benzema goes, yeah, we can have you, but I need to be promised to be starting every game that I'm fit?
And
Now
half
all of
a million
sudden,
a week.
and then Arsenal, Arteta and Arsenal are saying, well, no, we don't really we ain't guaranteeing you to start every game, but he wants that in the deal. Like, this is the little details that we won't know or don't know. Maybe it's none of that. Maybe Arsenal are just fucking idiots and we ain't doing it. Like, cool. But we've also got to look at the other side of the table and say, well, maybe he's demanding some ridiculous stuff. We know that Benzema's an arrogant guy. We know Benzema can be a bit of an arsehole. It wouldn't put it past him. I wouldn't put it past him saying, I'll sign for Arsenal, but you got to guarantee me minutes. You got to guarantee I'm starting every single game I'm fit in the contract. I'm starting. And Arsenal might not see it as a thing of that might rub people the wrong way.
Why? I'm sorry, but I know this is gonna take this section is gonna take quite a while. But why? Why is he not well in his rights to come in and say, I want to start every single game? Realistically, he can come and say, your striker score goals, I will give you goals. You put the ball in front of me, I will give you goals. I will score 50 to 60% of the chances I'm given. I will score the goals for you.
We're talking about a short term. We're talking about a short term
and do nothing else.
Right?
Yeah, but you got to look at it as well. Yeah, like what we're saying is like he's 36 years old, 37 years old, coming to the Premier League. You don't know if he's going to be banging goals every. I think he would personally, but I play devil's advocate. He might come and be shit. He might come and actually,
which is very, very likely.
And it's a possibility. He's 37 years old, 36 years old, and the Premier League's. He's never played in the Premier League. He don't even know what.
But what about the Champions League?
The Champions League is where I would say the reason I'd want to sign him is for the Champions League.
Only for the Champions League. That alone, I would sign him. I would go to the limit of everything we have this season for FFP, and I would get a Karim Benzema. You know why? This guy, fuck his age. Okay? Fuck the risk of him maybe not making it in the Premier League. Bro, this is Karim Benzema. You know? This guy is a beast, bro. One of the best strikers ever. And you have the chance to get him for half a season? Why not? Get them. Just alone for the Champions League, I would have got him. And this versatile defender news, Saad, just to add one thing about that, you know what this reminds me of? This reminds me of the Kivior left back, Partey right back situation, you know? I'm afraid that this guy is going to bring a center back and play him right back. You know what I'm saying? Because because keyword, versatile. This guy wants a versatile defender. And we're going to probably end up buying a center back and he's going to play him right back, I think. If this is a situation that's going to happen. That's what happen.
What if it's someone like Timber or Tomiyasu who are really good at what they do and can play multiple positions? By the way, I'm not Arteta's advocate, and I've literally said he doesn't win the Premier League or Champions League, he needs to get out this summer. But
hey, brother,
just to defend him, what if it's one of these guys? Or
you know what I say to that? You know what I say to that? For this January, after defender position, just buy me Frimpong for 35 mil next season. I don't want versatile players. I want specialists. I'm sick and tired of projects and versatile players. You know, this Arteta guy, okay? This guy always with his buzzwords. Versatile this, multiple positions that. Bro, I'm sick and tired. Just bring me a specialist like a Kieran Tierney. Because I think Kieran Tierney was good enough to stay at Arsenal, to play this season. But for some reason, Arteta always goes to those versatile players, just like a Kai Havertz that can play everywhere, but is shit everywhere, you know? But he doesn't see the fact that he is shit. So I'm sick and tired of this versatile BS. Just bring me a specialist. And that's why I want a Benzema, because this guy is a specialist. You cannot play a Benzema on the left wing or a right wing. You must play him at striker. You must. And that's why I would love a Benzema this season, because we would have a specialist up front who knows what to do instead of being at the midfield 24/7, aka Jesus, or being shit overall, aka Nketiah. You know?
We're P Arsenal, right? We're P Arsenal. This screams just PR all over the place. The amount of jerseys Karim would sell.
Exactly.
I've been trying to buy this guy when he was at Lyon, even before he was picked up by Real Madrid. Until this day, it hurts me that we're still fucking talking about potentially signing Karim Benzema. when he was just broke the stage. Well, how many years ago? Was it more than 12 years ago? I don't even remember.
2009.
Yeah.
2009.
He would definitely add quality and just a vibe to our locker room beyond belief. I know Jesus would look up to this guy and just learn off of him. But if I'm looking at a short-term fix with a veteran like Benzema, I would only go ahead in for him if I knew he was going to come back and play again with us again next year. For him to go back to Saudi, I mean, it doesn't make any sense. If there was an opportunity to sign him for the longer term, other than the 6 months, I'm all for it. But what pisses me off the most about this, besides not having the contacts, is that we're going for another fucking defender instead of actually adding quality into our midfield. Because, again, to the topic of the 3 midfielders that we do currently have, for us to sign another defender is still leaving us short for what we have to do then in the midfield again in the summertime. So we're talking about bringing in a world beater like Karim Benzema. Great, all good. Love it. Can we get him? I don't think so. Highly doubt it. But we're going to go ahead and just put our funds and allocate everything that we have into another defender. I need some answers here. Like this is the same exact shit that we always do to each other every summer, which is we're almost there to fucking completing our midfield. We're always one player short in the midfield, and we're focusing on bringing another defender in. Listen, there was talks about Timber potentially playing as a central midfielding role. We're always talking about a lot of people on Twitter and in the Arsenal scene are talking about Zinni coming in to play in the midfield. Why are we bringing another defender? That's kind of what my biggest takeaway from this is we're going to go ahead and invest in another defender so we have a lot more work to do in the summertime again with our midfield, considering that most of us would obviously get rid of Partey and Elneny. So that's kind of what's taking me back. Would I take Benzema in a fucking heartbeat? Would I take him for $1 million a week? I don't think I would, to be quite honest with you. It's just taken away from what Jesus can be learning. It could take away from what Trossard could be doing for us in that 9 role. So for the amount of money that we would have to invest in Benzema, I would say no. I don't think it's realistic, to be quite honest with you. Even if we were paying 10% of his wages, it's still a lot of money, and it's not guaranteed after 6 weeks, after 6 months that he's going to be, with us again for the future. So I think that boat has sailed, just like a lot of the smoke that we've had in the past. We could go down the list and Villa and those kind of players, but Benzema, I would love you here, man. You would sell the shirts and you would definitely give us a boost mentality-wise and just a lot of experience in the locker room. But I think we should be focusing on the future, and 6 months is not the future. It's about what we can do leading up to the rest of the season, whether we can go ahead and push and just be there or fucking we win, great. But I just don't see it happening with Benzema here, man.
I think the one thing I want to add as well about that tweet, right, is this is why I hate Twitter and these fucking guys on Twitter like this Sammy. I don't care how reliable you are, because you put stuff out there to try and think Arsenal have considered moving for a versatile defender. What does that mean? Like one person mentioned it in a meeting that this guy's heard, that they said, oh, we did look at maybe bringing in. That don't mean nothing, but it will make everyone start going, we're going for a defender instead of midfielder.
Exactly. It's clickbait.
Until we're putting bids in for a defender, I don't think we should break down about that. With Arsenal, I always seem to feel like these guys know what gets clicks and gets attention from the Twitter fan base, right? The Twitter fan base seems to go wild for Arsenal stuff. I don't know why. Yeah, it's why we're themed as the worst fan base by other fans. But listen, that's all I wanted to add. I don't think we are.
But look at how we've been doing business lately.
We've been
no. But when these deals do happen, we're like, holy shit, this came out of left field. Fabio came out of left field. Kivior, Tamayasu. You know what I mean? We could even talk about Jesus and Zinni. We didn't know that they were going to come out. So back to your point, clickbait. This is exactly what I see here. It's like, oh my God, let's fucking create a buzz around Karim Benzema. We need a striker. We have Nketiah still playing for us. This will definitely fucking get the clicks out there. this is just like a fucking dream. It would be a dream, and if it's a dream, you know, Arsenal ain't gonna do it, man. So it's on to the next.
Guys,
one.
I'm gonna go extremely against the grain and say we shouldn't even get Benzema. I don't think we should because
Nah.
couple of things.
What's going on, bro? What we did here, bro?
Let me explain.
We did here, bro.
Let me explain.
Okay, here comes
First
the
of all-
Nketiah propaganda.
No. The hell with Nketiah, bro. I think we should sell Nketiah even if we don't replace a striker. Get rid of him, right? Play Jesus. Jesus not available. Play Trossard. Trossard is not available. Play Kai Havertz. Kai Havertz not available. I don't know. Bring some kid from the academy. I don't give a shit.
Ramsdale up top, bro.
There you go. Like, yeah, he probably can spring a pass here and there. But look, with the Benzema thing, couple of things. Yeah, for starters, I understand what you're saying, Saad. I saw that show in Football Terrace as well, where a lot of his image is owned by that, but he still will be asking for 400, 500,000, 350K salary. The only way he'll get something less than that is if he goes to, let's say, France and plays for his boyhood club Lyon, right, and saves them from relegation, which is a very, very possible thing, right? And when you think about it from Benzema's point of view, the guy has already achieved everything there is to achieve in football. So he actually might be like, I don't need to go to the Prem. Why do I have to go there? A very fast league. You know, if he has a shit 6 months, that it doesn't ruin his legacy, obviously not, but it does put a black mark on his legacy. That, when he went to the Premier League, you know how the Premier League media is. When he went to the Premier League, he couldn't make it, or he flopped at the highest stage. They do that, right? So even from his point of view, I think if he has an option to go back to Lyon for 6 months or come to the Premier League, he probably will choose that Lyon option. That's another thing. Lastly, guys, yes, this is a legendary striker, one of the greatest to ever play, but he's 37. You don't know he's going to be the same Benzema from 2 seasons ago that we saw in the Champions League. Cristiano Ronaldo is a much bigger legend. Benzema is a drop in the ocean compared to Cristiano Ronaldo. He came in at a younger age, back to his older team, right, who finished second in the league the season before that and were playing incredibly well. They added Sancho and Varane. What happened to them? They regressed, right? And just like Cristiano, I know it doesn't show that much, but Benzema is also egoistic like Cristiano. I don't disagree with G. He actually could come in with the thing in his contract, like, I have to play these many minutes. I have to start. Otherwise, why the hell would he come? He could just stay in Saudi Arabia, pocket his money. If he's coming to Arsenal, he will want to start a lot of games. And you say, okay, just tap in the goals. But he's not going to give you anything else. It's going to be exactly like Cristiano. He's not going to run. He's not going to press. He's not going to come back. So when that ends up affecting the rest of our game, we shouldn't be complaining because that's what's happening with Kai Havertz, right? Yeah, he runs and he hustles and bustles and all that crap. But we know he sucks on the ball and he does affect the game for everyone else. I love Benzema as a legendary striker. I think his time is up. The last thing I'll say on this, is guys, he's gone to Saudi for 6-7 months. Even if you say that maybe there's still that kind of quality from 2 seasons ago, it's probably like most of it is washed up now, right? Because it happens. There's a reason why Kylian Mbappe didn't go to Saudi despite the contract he's offered. Because they offered him a 1-year deal. He could have gone for 1 year and left. But he knew his quality will get affected and he won't get those kind of suitors that he's getting now. So I wouldn't take that risk. Why are we pretending like there aren't quality strikers available in Europe for us to get now, right? Why are we acting like, the striker market is dead? There's no footballer coming out. There's no striker playing in the top 5 leagues. Everyone else is a bum ass who cannot play football.
They're not gonna come this window. That's the problem.
You never know. Someone like Cito Guirassy who plays for Stuttgart, you put in a decent bid. I think his release contract, people are saying, is like less than 30 million. You go and you put that money in, you can get someone like him, right? Who's like currently in hot form, playing in one of the top 5 leagues. By the way, I'm not saying get him because I'm not a fan. I'm just giving an example. For those saying get Benzema because striker scoring goals is the main issue, which I think it is. It's a big issue. But I don't think Benzema is the extent we have to go. And otherwise, why are we going for Benzema? Why don't we go to get Cristiano Ronaldo then? I promise you, he will jump on the opportunity to come back to Europe, right? And in the Saudi league, he's performing better than Benzema. So why don't we go for the bigger legend? I don't get this logic. I really don't, bro.
Yeah, listen. For me, I think it's a bang on deal, bro. I would bring him. I don't care what anybody says. I don't care what anything says. This may be clickbait. That's fine. But this, even though it's clickbait, or even if it is clickbait, this should be something that we are over. Yeah.
Would you get him over Cristiano?
When you say Cristiano is never going to leave Saudi. He
let's
wants
say
to
he
be
does.
there, bro. This guy wants to be there.
He sound the
No,
way
no,
he
but
spoke
let's
about
start. Let's say he
Saudi
does.
league and
Let's-
French league. It was kind of baffling to me, but it is. What it is.
I genuinely don't think, bro. He's coming out doing all of this, doing all this Saudi prop. He doesn't want to leave there. He doesn't.
He's cheap, like
because
that.
nobody
yeah.
wants him,
He's
Sad.
loving
That's
it.
why.
Nah, everyone would take it. A lot of people. would take it.
Nobody
I
would
think-
take him.
He's
I'll take him.
what
I'll take him.
Ronaldo.
Take him.
Yes,
But
guys,
listen,
when he was leaving United, no
guys,
one offered him a
Let's
contract.
not
right?
let's not steer
Yeah,
away
yeah.
because it was because of the wage. It was because of the wage. Okay.
Yeah.
Class. let's steer away from that for a second and stay on topic. Yeah. Okay. Let's stay on topic. You said to me that he's done. Yeah. You said to me that he's done. Now
I think he's
just-
done
I'm
past his
just-
best. Yes.
No. Hold on. You said he's done. Don't change your words now. Don't try and twist it. a
So
little
when
bit.
you say
Don't try
done,
and
you mean like he cannot kick a
reposition it.
football? Of course, Sad.
No,
when I
but you
say
said
done,
he's
I mean
done at
done
the
for a
peak.
for a
You said he's done
European
at the
level.
peak.
Yes.
You said he's done at the peak. Khalas. So we're going by those words, yeah? So we're going by those words. Done.
Yeah, he's
At
done
the
past
top
his peak.
level.
Yeah.
So last season, playing 3,631 minutes of
I know his
football in the
record.
whole season. Do you know how many goals and assists he got?
He had like 19 goals from 23 games. I know.
We're not we're not just taking in what La Liga. I'm taking all competitions.
Oh,
because
I'm
that's
just
what
taking
we're
La
gonna
Liga.
utilize
Okay, I
it.
don't know.
Yeah. So in all competitions, he has 31 goals. 31 goals and 6 assists. That's just in last season. That's just last season. We're not even talking about maybe 2 years ago, 3 years ago. This is last season. Yeah? What are we in? What are we? Freaking 5 months or 4 months into the season? So this was 4 or 5 months ago that he scored 31 goals in a season. Yeah,
Mhm,
6 assists.
mhm.
This season, okay. He's come to the Saudi Pro League. Yeah, this season he's come to the Saudi Pro League, played 1,685 minutes, and he's got 12 goals and 5 assists. 12 goals and 5 assists only in
the Saudi league.
1,600 minutes, and majority of it, bro, he hasn't even been playing, bro. Because apparently he's been
So
doing
by
some
that
next-
logic, why not go for
So-
Mitrovic, who plays in the same league, is younger than him,
because
proven in the Premier League?
Mitrovic does not have, yes, because he may be proven in the Premier League, but Mitrovic does not have the Champions League experience. What is very key to me is that Champions League experience. I need him
Sad.
to come
2
in,
seasons
and I need
ago,
him to
two
need him
seasons-
to
the
change us, revitalize us into that Champions
The
League.
whole reason I brought up Cristiano, I know he's not going to leave. 100%. He's happy with the money. He's done. And there is no club that will chase him because when he was at United, no one wanted him. The reason I brought up Cristiano as an example, because 2 seasons ago, when he was in the thing about leaving United and stuff, he was linked with Arsenal. And Arsenal fans came in full flow saying we shouldn't sign him. And that was the right call. And it's still the right call now. Getting someone like Benzema at this time, the reason I'm not saying don't get a striker, by the way. I'm all for getting a striker. But if you tell me, I agree with what Cap said. Like if Capo said, if we get a striker, if we get Benzema, and he's also going to be there next season, he's okay to be backup, help the team, come in as a sub whenever needed. Fair enough. Nobody's going to say no to that as long as the wages are not crazy. Because unfortunately, FFP is a real thing, right? But don't make it seem like there aren't other strikers available that we can get that are way better for us this season and over the next 4 or 5 years. If you tell me right now, do not get Benzema, and in the summer we get someone like Osimhen, I know it's probably not going to happen. I'm just giving an example. I would much rather go for that. For people
Yeah,
are
but
saying
why
Benzema,
not- why not
Benzema,
fill-
just because it's a big name. Why not Mitrovic?
But
Mitrovic
why
will
not
also come in.
fill? Why not fill the position with a 6 months player for a 6 months and then go for Osimhen next year? Because
Yeah, look,
that's how I see it. And
See,
and
I
what I
agree,
also
but
think, what I also think,
Yeah.
it's baffling to me, Ashraf, because I always agree with you. Mostly, I agree with you, but it's baffling to me that you are trying to tell us that this guy is washed because he played half a
He is.
year in Saudi.
Crazy.
Let me
No,
ask you
because
one
he's also
thing. Let me
The
37.
ask
last
you one
thing
thing.
you lose is
Let
the
me ask you
ability
one
to
thing.
score goals when you're a bag man like that, bro. That's
Let
the last
me
thing
a-
you lose. I'd rather have him in
Exactly.
the box, creating all the chances that we've had, knowing
Guys,
that if
it
he's
does-
at the
Yes.
end of it,
Do
he's
you
gonna
think
bag it, bro,
10
no matter where the
plus?
hell
Do
he's
you
playing.
think? Do you think 10 plus years of experience in the highest level, 15 plus years of the highest level is going to go away in 6 months? And also one thing, Ashraf, one thing,
It
yeah?
does reduce.
Would you
yes.
say the same? Would you say the same if he was injured? Okay, so, imagine this, yeah? He is still at Real Madrid, but he is injured for 6 months. Would he play for Joselu right now if he wasn't injured?
Yeah, he probably would, but again,
Yes.
Madrid's setup and La Liga setup is very different, and he still
Okay,
wouldn't be
but-
the same
but
Benzema
You are
from 2
saying me
seasons ago.
Okay, but so you're saying me that if he doesn't play football at all, that would be better and it would be more
No,
trustable than
I've
him
already
playing at Saudi for 6 months?
I've already said, like, I wouldn't mind having him for 6 months for something very reasonable, which will not happen. We're not going to pay. He's not going to come in for 100K, 200K salary and say, yeah, I'll
Mhm.
pay for 6 months for Arsenal, because I already said if he has a choice, he will most likely go back to Lyon. But
Mhm.
I'm saying, given the things, because if he does come in, he has to get 300K minimum. And yeah, I do think he's way past his best. And the biggest example I'm giving of this is there's a much, much, much bigger legend than him that was linked with us 2 seasons ago. And most of us as a fan base, because we saw what happened to United, were saying, no, get the hell, keep that guy away from us. Cristiano is 10 times the player he is, and we said no. We're only being reactionary now because we're so upset with what's happened over the last couple of weeks and last couple of months. And me too. I already said I want Arteta out in the
Listen,
summer.
what
We were like, let's get
Benzema?
Benzema. One second, guys. So if we have a chance right now to go sign Modric for 3 years, you guys would do it at 37. I mean, he's one of the best
No,
midfielders to
not
ever
for
play the game.
3 years. Not for 3 years. But if I could get him for this season, why not?
Nah, he played for Tottenham. Fuck that.
For me,
definitely
for
not.
me.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Fair.
So did Sol
one
Campbell.
thing
So
I
did
was
Sol
gonna say.
Campbell, though.
Yeah,
But we took him straight from them. They were their captain, and he laid down the law for us, and we took him and gave him league titles. It's different, you know what I mean?
Come
We
on, the
taught him how
Tottenham
to
thing
win.
will stop you
We
from
taught him how
signing
to win.
Modric.
We
Really?
taught him how to win. Listen, no. But the thing that I have to say, in regards to Benzema, yeah, is that this guy, firstly, is still at the moment the striker that he is. Yeah, he is able to do it, bro. He is able to do it. Yeah, this is a
Able
person
to
who-
do what? I don't
He's
get it.
able, he's able to score goals. He's able to score goals for us.
bro.
Much
And
more
right
than
now,
Nketiah and Jesus.
Right now, we're creating chances. With nobody up top to finish them off. Nobody.
So
So if you're telling me that Benzema, firstly, what he's not going to do is drift into the midfield and start talking to Declan Rice midway through a game, asking him how his family is, saying, "Oh, how's the girlfriend? You going out this weekend? You going out on Monday?" No, he's not going to do that. What he's going to do, Benzema, is he's going to be on the last man, and he's going to be like, "Right, if you don't get the ball over, I'm going to find it. I'm going to go for it. If I can't run for it, you cross the balls into me, bang, I'll be there. I'll go for a header. I'll go
I'm
for a
not
finish."
denying that. Sad,
So-
I'm not
so
denying
what's the
that. But you
problem?
guys,
What's the
you guys
problem?
are denying the fact that it could also affect our game others. When Cristiano came to United, the team that finished second in the league, he was banging goals every week. He was scoring goals
Yes.
everywhere. Why
But
did
what
their
do we
team
have
go
to
from
lose?
No,
What do we have to lose
with that?
Why did their team go from second to sixth?
Because Ten Hag.
What do you mean,
Yeah,
Ten Hag?
I've seen
Ten Hag finished third last season. What do you mean, Ten Hag?
yes, because Ten Hag. I've seen this guy this season. Yeah, I've seen this guy this season.
No.
He's shown
Ten Hag
already
wasn't the
that he's
manager.
got
Ten
some
Hag wasn't the
booty.
manager, Saad. It was Ole. Ole was the manager when they finished second, and Ole was the manager when they got Cristiano with the same team, and they even added Varane and Sancho, quality players.
No,
matter how
but
people-
he was
and they
there
went
when
from
Ronaldo
second
was
to
there.
sixth.
Yes, he was there when Ronaldo was there.
That's
Yeah?
last season. I'm not counting last season. I'm talking about
Yes.
the season before.
Yes,
when they finished
but-
sixth.
Okay, so Ronaldo coming into this, he came in. The environment in Man United is very toxic. Yeah. So
Not at that time. It wasn't. At
you're
that time, they were
comparing-
second
you're
in the league,
comparing-
Saad.
Okay, fine. That's not a problem. Second in the league.
Yeah, but let's be real. They
30
didn't
points
like
behind
compete.
Manchester City. Bro, man saying second in the league. Ashraf, you're saying second in the league, but if you actually look at the league table, I swear they were like 15, 20 points behind them.
Listen,
or
I
something.
don't know why
I agree.
comparing-
Yeah, they didn't compete.
Why are we comparing CR7 to Benzema? Let's be honest.
I don't know.
CR7 always
Yes,
had-
CR7 is better.
Listen,
he was
Because-
always
Yeah.
overshadowing Benzema, right?
Hold
Like
on,
he's
hold
always
on.
overshadowing
The-
Benzema. CR7 left.
Right.
Benzema finally turned into what we all knew he was going to be, which was be a captain, be a leader on the field for Real Madrid. What I'm trying to get at is we're talking about 6 months loan. I would take him in a heartbeat. Right now, he would definitely put us.
Yes,
For the
exactly.
right
Contender.
wages, yeah.
listen.
Let's leave all that.
But I
aside.
get the
If
feeling,
if you
Saad
were to
and
tell
P
me-
would
if
take
you
him
were
for
to tell me to
300,
bring him in-
400K a week. I wouldn't do that.
If
thing
you were to
is,
tell me to
No,
bring
no, no, no,
Benzema
no.
in for a 6-month loan, no matter what the price is, I would say yes because we're gonna be around him. Those Martinellis, Saka, right? Jesus, they're all gonna be much better once he is gone. The thing with CR7 was that he was bought in to be the face or to come back and try to put Manchester United where they wanted to be. So there's a big
Mhm.
difference there. My question for G is Siciliano Vero. I didn't know you were Sicilian. That's what's up.
Yeah.
Big up to you. I was in Palermo.
I really
is this is the question here? can Arteta handle a Benzema?
Listen, I think he could handle Benzema. Personally, I think that the wages is the one, and the demands are the one thing that puts me off. Potentially, I would take Benzema in a heartbeat. By the way, I like to play devil's advocate. I'd take him in a heartbeat. Although, if you ask me who I'd prefer to be bringing in at the Saudi league on loan between Benzema and Milinkovic-Savic, I'd have to think about that
100%.
because I think that would probably be a better signing for us. But Benzema, for me, I think Arteta can handle him. I think Arteta. There's this thing that Arteta can't handle egos, right? And I think that's a load
Couldn't
of bollocks.
handle Aubameyang.
Yeah, but no, I don't agree with that, man.
I think Benzema would handle himself.
Can I say something? The thing is about Aubameyang is, Arteta
I'm
couldn't
kidding,
handle. Yeah, I know, but I'm just not you, but a lot of fans.
Yeah.
Arteta couldn't handle Aubameyang. Well, no, but actually, no, Aubameyang weren't just taking the piss with every other manager that we had, and this manager just don't take that shit. And
I think it came out. I think actually Unai didn't he back it up recently?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
It was a right for me.
No, even at Dortmund, he had issues.
For me? Do you know what the thing is for me? What people say about egos and that. Do you know what's a hard ego to deal with? A young kid that's playing. That's one of the best in like couple kids that are the best in the league, growing into their thing and handling them and keeping them humble is hard. Like, yes, the guy with the ego, the Ronaldos and that's hard to deal with, but they perform. Yeah, to be able to bring in people and the harmony in the team. That's the one thing we can't take away. No matter what the results are on the pitch and how we're freaking out, there's always harmony right now at Arsenal. And if you've got to blame the manager for when stuff goes wrong, you've got to blame the manager for stuff that's going right. And there is a harmony. You don't see rarely, like there was a little thing where they're like, oh, look at Rice and Gabriel arguing. They weren't arguing. They were just having a little. They were having a discussion. See, bro. Yeah, exactly. And you need and you have that in players. And the fact of the matter is, we never see Arsenal players against each other. They're always backing each other. They're always they're humble in the sense of a team.
Gabriel and Declan Rice would not agree.
No, but they were.
Gabriel and Declan Rice wouldn't agree.
All
I'm saying is that
they weren't fighting though. They
weren't fighting.
I would do the same. I would do the same shit. If you messed up on the field, I'm gonna let you know. You need to pick this shit up.
And certain players can do that. Certain players, and when you've got a team of players that understand what it is and the limits and that of what to do, you can have them arguments because it don't go any further than that. You know, it don't filter out onto the training field. It don't filter out here. So to answer you, bro, I think that Arteta could handle Benzema. I don't think that I think the Benzema thing, we'll have to see where he goes. Before all this ends, we'll see where he goes in it. Because if no other Premier League team gets him, why? You know, why wouldn't Chelsea get him? Why wouldn't United get him? You know, and second of all, our FFP issues, which none of us know. I still hate this FFP thing. I don't get how we're FFP stricken like this, but we don't know if it's actually possible. Like we're saying we've declined it, maybe because we can't physically actually do it. Otherwise, we're actually like, for example, right? We've seen what's happened with Everton and stuff, right? So how do you know that? Yeah, we could technically sign him, but we need to guarantee Champions League football next year. Yeah, and if we don't get Champions League football next year, we would have breached. Now you can't risk that. You can't risk that because I know we should be getting Champions League and we're going to be getting Champions League. We better get Champions League. But if you can't guarantee that, now all of a sudden you've got to play it safe because next year you might get a 10, 20-point deduction and you're screwed for another season. So
just goes to show what we did with Joao Felix last year. We didn't sign him either. You know, so it's kind of another one of those where we're going to be linked to a huge star, and then we're going to end up signing somebody from Genoa. You know what I mean? Like, it's just one of those.
And it's the one time I've missed like the days of like when I was younger and I was sitting there watching Transfer Deadline Day, and it was always Sky Sports. That's where you get your stuff from. There ain't none of these like poke accounts putting stuff out. You never know what's real and what's fake anymore. That's why, to be honest, I don't take anything seriously until I see Fabrizio say it. And I know it's like, well, Fabrizio this and Fabrizio that. He's got the track record for me. Yeah. Honestly,
and David Ornstein.
Yeah, him as well. Neither of them have said that neither of them have come out and said we declined Benzema. Okay. And I feel like they would have.
so this is where I'm gonna end it here. Obviously, we'll end this conversation. But what I am gonna say, though, is that this Sammy Mockbell is often the one that these guys correspond with, and these same guys, Fabrizio Romano, these same guys, David Ornstein, have used his tweets and said he broke the news first on multiple occasions. I can go get you tweets. I can go.
But you have to admit, Saad, like his
Why ain't they done it?
phrasing
No,
is very
Sammy Mockbell-
vague.
But why ain't they done it for this one then?
Oh yeah, that's true
That's
as
what I
well.
need. That's what I'm saying.
It's fresh news, bro. It's fresh news. Do you know what I mean? It's fresh news. Right now, they've said that what they've said is Arsenal are not going into it. They're not considering Benzema. So
We'd be super
yeah,
nasty.
listen, we need to see if he was offered to us. But just quickly, because I know you got to go, G. Do you need to go now? Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
I just wanted to go into one last thing, but G,
What is it? What is
guys.
it? What is it?
No, it's gonna be a whole nother
G's
conversation.
curiosity speak now.
I know.
Yeah, bro, it's gonna be
I've got to go as well.
Ostyman, and I hope you guys are all okay, or do you need to go?
No, we're
I'm
chilling,
You're
man.
all good, yeah.
All right, yeah, boys. But yeah, I have to
Nah,
dip,
bless him,
so
bro.
I'll see
Guys,
you for the
subscribe,
match.
man.
Hey, big up G.
Subscribe to him, man.
Ciao, G.
So
We
make up
gotta
this
link
channel,
up,
guys.
bro. We gotta speak some Sicilian with each other.
Yeah, I was gonna say, mate. My house in Sicily is about 45 minutes away from Palermo.
There you go. I was in Mondello,
Ah.
Cefalù. I was all over the place, man. My wife is
Oh,
Sicilian, so we gotta talk.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
definitely, bro. I followed you on
Hey.
Twitter anyway, brother.
There you go, man.
But yeah, sweet
Nah,
boys.
bless,
Yeah,
bless.
Thanks for having me.
Big up, bro.
Yo, big up,
Big
guy.
up the Gooner Lounge.
Guys,
Uh,
subscribe.
big
Make
up
sure you go
Ash's hat.
subscribe to
Big up T's
Giuseppe,
picture.
man.
Love
Oh,
it, boys.
big up, bro.
Make sure you go subscribe to Giuseppe as well, man. SGTV. Come on, you guys know what it is. Now, quickly, just wanted to quickly move on. Just wanted to move on quickly, and wanted to go to another tweet which actually broke today. A lot of news coming out about this guy. A lot of news coming out about this guy, man. Let me just bring up the tweet again. Bang, bang, bang. There we go. Here we go. Let me bring it up. Let me translate it for you guys so you guys can. Yeah, I'm sure not a lot of people can understand Arabic. So here we go. So Martin Zubamendi is very close to accepting a transfer offer from for next summer. Barcelona have begun exploring other options. So it looks like this Zubamendi deal is going to be done for the summer. I think they're just doing like a pre-contractual agreement. And I can't lie, guys. I'm kind of gassed with this one, man, because I've heard a lot of good stuff. I've heard a lot of good stuff about Zubamendi. I've heard that he's a top player, and he's definitely worth going the extra mile, trying to tie him down. We've been trying to get him for I think about a season and a half, 2 seasons now. On 2 or more transfer windows, we have tried to go in for this guy. So the fact that we are very close, or he's very close to accepting terms to come to the Arsenal, come to the carpet, I think that's absolutely great, man. And I think, listen, right now in the position that we're a top team. We have got some of the best players that are in the world at the moment in regards to Saliba. I think he's one of the best centre backs in the world at the moment. Not the best, of course. There's Van Dijk. You know what I mean? There's other centre backs, Rudiger as well. I think I'd put in that bracket as well. But listen, we got good players around him, and I think he comes in. I believe he's he's young. He's like 23, something 24. Around that. He's 24, yeah.
Yeah.
So he's 24. He's coming in at the right age. This is exactly what the Cronkies and Arteta go for. I think this is an amazing deal. What are your guys' thoughts on Martin Zubamendi coming to the club? People have called him the Busquets regen.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
Funny thing
what
is,
are your thoughts, man?
They call him that, but I think he's even more mobile than Busquets. I don't think he'll ever be as good as Busquets, though. That Busquets is just probably one of the best ever in that position.
Yeah.
But look, I think it's an amazing signing. I know this will upset you a little bit, but he is versatile. Can play 6, can play 8. I'm using one of Arteta's buzzwords, but He is. He is. To be honest, he's a good 6. He's a good 8. I think he's a better 8 than a 6. Drives well with
Yeah.
the ball. A couple of games I've seen him. He's a decent dribbler. A good passer as well. I think he'll give us a lot, to be honest, in that midfield. I don't know if he'll be coming in to replace Partey. I'm assuming that might be the case, and then he might play along with Declan Rice next season, and obviously Odegaard ahead of him. A dream scenario, as Giuseppe said, is if we can guarantee Partey will be fit next season and keep him as well. But obviously that's never going to happen, and we have no way of guaranteeing that. So I would definitely cash in. But yeah, man, Zubimendi, Rice, and Odegaard next season. I think that's a solid midfield. He's turning 25, I think, next month.
February 2nd.
Yeah, okay, so that's literally like less than 2 weeks.
Mhm.
So it's fine because I mean these kind of players, I think the way he plays, he can easily go up to like 31, 32 at a high level. So it is obviously not just a current signing, but it'll also be a good long-term signing for us. So I'm gutted we could not get it done in Jan and have him come play for us, finish the season with us. Obviously, I don't think he'll be able to play the Champions League because he's already played it with Real Sociedad, but unless that
but it's going to be in the summer. It's going to be in the summer, this deal.
Yeah, which kind of sucks, but it's good for next season for sure.
I think right now we're going to see a lot of the deals. I don't think unless we get. By the way, big up to MDL still here, and big up to Boy who's also still here. Came through saying obviously on the Benzema saying again rather than saying can the manager handle it, ask the question, can the board handle trying to buy a Benzema? Wenger was the weakest looking bloke, I'm assuming that says, but handled world-class players. And listen, I think in that regards, I think that Wenger, just with his experience, I think he was able to build that. Do you know what I mean? To build that, to bring players and make them world-class. Like you see what he done with Henry, you know what I mean? So you see what he done with these players. You see what he done with Patrick Vieira. He made these players what they are, bro. He made them into amazing world-class players that couldn't even be touched by anybody. Do you know what I mean? So I think Arteta right now, he's still going through. He's a new manager, bro. So it all depends, man. It all depends. He also said Arsenal have to sell players to even sign players other than on loan, but Benzema's wages is above 30 million euros for 6 months. Listen, as I said, I think he will lower them down. And but he also said on this one, if Zubimendi is coming in, that means Jorginho is leaving. Rice might move into where Havertz plays at left mid.
I don't think so. I think Partey would leave, and I think he might keep Jorginho for 1 more year.
Yeah, I think they might extend his contract, to be honest. Jorginho, I don't think they're going to get rid of. I feel like Partey's going to be the one that's going to leave, but I think Rice is going to move into that left 8 spot anyway. I think Rice takes that left 8 spot anyway, whatever happens. Do you know what I mean?
But where does Zubimendi play? Then 6 then?
No. I think Zubimendi is going to probably play in the 6.
Yeah,
I think
that would suit him perfectly. Because he's like the quiet player on the field on the pitch mostly. You know, he's like that guy that brings the calmness, spreads the game, goes from left to right with the ball. You know, he just creates space for other players and stuff. He's like exactly what you said. He's like a Busquets. He's not that flashy kind of guy that sprints forwards and stuff. Even though he is a little bit more versatile, he's still suited perfectly for that 6 calm. Spread the floor kind of spread the play kind of role, you know. And I think he wants to use Rice as an 8 for forever now. And I think if he brings Zubimendi in, this would be his chance to play Rice at the 8 consistently, and then we can see the Rice how Rice actually plays on the 8. Because this season we've seen glimpses of him, but at that moment when Zubimendi comes in, it will be consistent. And yes, about Zubimendi as well. Just to give my little 2 cents about Zubimendi, I think he's a quality player, age profile, long-term player, amazing. I would love if he joined us. I swear I thought he would join Barca, but they don't have anything apart from food stamps, so it's understandable that they cannot buy him.
And grass,
of course. So
I'm pretty sure they got a lot more levers to pull though. You know, with them they always got the levers.
Yeah,
They need
Yes,
to get him out of trouble.
that also, but mostly these kinds of players go to Barca and become their long-term players, you know.
Yeah.
So that's what I thought with Zubamendi. So if he comes to Arsenal, I would be surprised, and secondly, I would be amazed because I think he is a quality player because I have watched Sociedad a few games this season, and this guy is he's like no pressure. No pressure FC. You know, you cannot pressure this guy. Every time he gets the ball, he can just do something with it and not panic, you know, and that's the player that would suit perfectly for our midfield, you know, because that's what Partey did for our midfield. He brought the calmness. He turned his body in a way that he would create space for himself and then give a ball to the other side, you know. Zubamendi can do these things and bring the calmness into the midfield because Rice can be calm, but he also can be a little bit rash, and Zubamendi is pure calmness, and that would suit perfectly in our midfield, I think.
Yeah.
I'd be lying to you guys if I said I seen Zubimendi play before, to be quite honest with you, and that's kind of rare coming from me that enjoys a bit of scouting and a bit of just looking to see if the eye test is there. I haven't even given him the eye test yet, so I can't really say whether he's a good player or not. Everybody's raving about him, or not raving about him, but everybody that I kind of speak to on the football front has been saying nothing but good things about him. All I know is that we need midfielders of quality, and I think he's at a perfect age, about to be 25 now. Obviously, he's got some caps with Spain. The fact that he's playing for Real Sociedad. Just taking a look at really quick now in La Liga 22-23. I mean, he's got 3,000 plus minutes played, and he started all but I guess one game, which just goes to show that he doesn't get injured as much until he comes to the Arsenal, right? If he does come, but he's been putting performances consistently with 30 plus games since 2020, which is kind of his breakthrough season. So he's been on the up and up, which is good to see. Obviously, at Real Sociedad, that Basque way of playing football. Not everybody understands that kind of football style of play, and if they're speaking about him in such a good manner, it was only if you're a Basque player and you're getting propped up like that, then you're doing something good. So he's obviously got the quality there. It's just kind of begs me to ask why Tierney went to Sociedad in the first place. Was it kind of to build those relations to eventually have a Zubimendi come in?
To poach him.
We can only hope, right? Maybe we can have Tierney go ahead and be our agent on the inside for Real Sociedad. So all I know is that if Partey's leaving, if Jorginho's leaving, Partey stays, whatever it is, I know he's going to be a good addition. But I'd be lying to you guys if I knew if more than that. The price point is great. Obviously, for the amount of money that we're going to be paying for a 25-year-old, I don't think it's a lot of risk. And he's only going to grow with a manager like Arteta. Arteta's played that position there before. Hopefully, he's not as slow as Arteta was when he played for us. But not only that, listen, he's a Spanish player. I enjoy Spanish players, and especially of Basque ilk. It's only good to see. For us, for me, man, bring him in, and I'm more of a mold, fellas. I wanted Tonali really bad. I thought I've been looking at him for the last 4 or 5 years. When he was at Brescia, I believe that's where he really kind of grew up playing. And that's kind of my mold of a player. I know G had mentioned Milinkovic-Savic. That's another player that I would have brought in before Zubimendi. But if Zubimendi is started to be what he is, man, at the age profile that he's at, I don't think it's a big risk, and I definitely welcome.
Yeah, no, 100%. And guys, just before we wrap up, because I know Ash has got to go. Also, let me just cover this quick news. I'll just quickly give a few words about it. So it says Fabrizio Romano saying Olympique Marseille are still trying to sign Nuno Tavares as new left back. Arsenal are 100% open to selling Nuno Tavares to Olympique Marseille now on a permanent transfer. The deal now depends on Nottingham Forest since they want to keep him until June. Now, I'll just cover this real quick, lads, without having to get into a whole convo. Yeah, Nottingham Forest need to go fuck themselves respectfully. Yeah, give us back the guy. I'm fucking selling him. I need cash right now. Like with all due respect, relax, bro. You lot are not. You lot are not those guys, bro. Yeah, you have Renan Lodi at your club. You do not need Nuno Tavares. Please allow it. You're doing too much. You're actually doing way too much. So realistically, I think we need to work out whatever's going on with Nottingham Forest over there. And you need to get that player back, get him sold to Olympique Marseille ASAP, because it looks like they are desperate for him. They want him right now to go into their team. So yeah, I think if we can get money for him, we can try and recoup. How much was he? Or was he like?
It was like 7 mil.
7 million.
Half
Yeah.
7.
million. So if we can like recoup, like if we can sell him for 10 million and make a profit, oh my goodness.
Sell him and pay Benzema. We're good.
Exactly. Get that 10 million. Pay Benzema with that 10 million. Khalas.
That's it.
You know what I mean?
Done.
Khalas. Just give him all of that 10 million, bro.
Now we're definitely frying. Now we're
Yeah,
frying some big
that'll
fish.
fund him for the 6 months, bro. That'll fund him for the 6 months. But yeah, listen, big up to you guys, lads, for joining me today, man. I appreciate you guys coming through. Big up to Ash. Make sure to go subscribe to his channel. Big up to Football Capo in the building as well, and big up to T as well for coming through and speaking with me, guys. In the chat, big up to you, big up to Yeah Boy, big up to MDL, big up to Jacob and Hassan, big up to Tash, big up to Hellboy, big up to JD Woody, big up to Abby, and big up to who else was here? Hugo as well. Big up, and Aaron and Ozan. Big up to everybody, man. Big up to everybody in the chat. And if you are watching on the replay, make sure you are smashing the like button. And big up, Yeah Boy. Big up, my brother.
Show some
Big
love.
up to
Show
him.
some love. Show
Nah,
some
listen,
love to your boy's side,
exactly, man. Bro, just if you're watching this on a replay, like the video, please. Like it, subscribe to the channel, man. We're putting out premium content every single day, man. Every single day we are putting out content for you guys. So make sure you're smashing that like button. Make sure you're subscribing. We will catch you on the next one. Peace out, my people. We out.